In this video we're going to talk about how you can control whether a tab pane in a tabbed UI can be closed programmatically. Before we begin, I'd like to just apologize for my voice. I'm recovering from a nasty February cold. So you can see here that we have a simple tabbed UI, and when I press this button over here it opens up the customer grid, and when I press this button over here it also opens up the customer grid. The difference is that this first pane opens up the customer grid directly, and the second pane opens up an A5W page that contains the customer grid. And for the most part everything is identical, excepting that when you open up the grid directly, as is the case over here, you get certain built-in behavior. So you can see here that if I go and I make this grid dirty but do not commit the record and then try to close the grid, I get the message telling me that the grid is dirty and I must save my changes before I can close them. So I'm going to go there and close it now. But on this grid, which is the A5W page, when I make this grid dirty and now I try to close the grid, basically there's no message because the tabbed UI does not know any of the details of what's running inside that A5W page. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can make the tabbed UI knowledgeable about the dirty state of components that are running on an A5W page. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go to the actual, you can see here just by the way that here's the first grid and it's just running the component directly, and then here's the second tab which is the A5W page. So now I'm going to go to the customer grid, which is our target grid there, and I'm going to go to the system events, and in the on row state event I'm going to go here and I'm going to say if we're running inside a tabbed UI object. And in order to do that I look at the TBI OBJ variable inside the top level object of the current browser window. Remember that we're running inside an A5W page. That means that the tabbed UI is actually running this page in its own iframe. So therefore we have to go up to the top level and then go window.parent in order to see the TBI object. TBI object is the actual tabbed object instance variable. So what we're going to do here is if we're running inside a tabbed object, we're going to go and set a property of this of the tab object to the state of the e.isDirty flag that is passed in to the event handler. So we're going to just simply go here and say gridIsDirty is equal to either true or false. Now if this was a detail view, we would need to go and do the same. We would need to go and put this event on the on detail view state change, but in this case it's the grid part is editable. So there we go, and we're going to just set this to we're going to set the tab object gridIsDirty to either true or false. So let's go ahead now and run the tab object, and remember at this point I've not yet gone and actually put any logic into the tabbed UI itself. So I'll go here now and then I'll press this button and I'll go here and I'll make the grid dirty, and now we'll go to the Firebug DOM inspector and look at the tab object over there, and you can see there's my gridIsDirty and it's now set to true. And if I go now and save that and then do a refresh over here, you can see it's now equal to false. So now we have a variable that we can test before we try to close the tab pane. So let's pause now and pick it up in the next video.